Yes, the lads, welcome back to channel. My name is Cossy. It is July the 1st, and finally, we have entered the most important month in this transfer window. This is when Arsenal, in the last month, we didn't announce any signings. Yes, we did get the deals done. We had Nuno Tavares signed. We had the Lokonga deal completed. But in this month is when we will see Arsenal announce some signings. In this month is when we shall see Arsenal get the big deals done. And in that line, we have already come in with a 40 million euro bid for Manuel Locatelli. It has been confirmed by Sassuolo CEO and Fabrizio Romano that Arsenal have indeed come in with a very important bid, and it is yet to be considered because Juventus is still negotiating and a little bit a priority. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's July, and a couple of stories to discuss. But on my other channel, Cossy 90 more, link is in the description. I will discuss Nuno Espirito Santo going to Spurs. I mean, it's a little bit interesting that Spurs have found the manager, isn't it? I mean, being linked with almost 20 managers, finally they get Nuno Espirito Santo to replace their old manager Vieira, to Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira to move to Crystal Palace as their new manager. We will discuss that. I mean, we could meet Patrick Vieira as a rival now. I mean, who knew a time like this could happen? So Patrick Vieira could move to Crystal Palace. Not yet 100% confirmed, but there is an agreement in principle. And finally, Benitez also confirmed as the new Everton manager. From Liverpool to Everton, all that on Cossy 90 more, because this is an Arsenal channel. So on the other, we will discuss all the Arsenal and non-Arsenal stories. So let us get into it today in the morning, and I'll start off with a report from Fabrizio Romano confirming that Sassuolo CEO Cannavale has said to Sky Sport, Arsenal have made an official bid for Locatelli. They are pushing hard to sign Manuel, and it is an important bid. We will see what happens. Also, Juventus want Locatelli, and we have a special relationship with them. We have a new meeting scheduled with Juventus. So that is the CEO of Sassuolo confirming that, you know what, yes, we have a very important relationship with Juventus, and because you do understand that Juventus has created those nodes and ties in Italian football. Whenever they want a player, wherever they want a player in the Italian Serie A, or Italian Serie A, Italian Serie B, it's gonna be very, very easy for them to get that player. So Cannavale says our player is on the radar of Arsenal, on the radar of Borussia Dortmund. That was confirmed yesterday, and he's also on the radar of Juventus. Now I wanna explain this in a little bit more of detail so that you do understand. Manuel Locatelli, I've been looking at him here on my YouTube channel. And one of the things I've really liked about him is his ability to move the ball. I think that is one of his greatest strengths, is his ability to move the ball from deeper areas into more advanced areas. Actually, if you look at him and his highlights, you might think he's more of a number 10. I don't think he's a number 10 personally. I think he plays in that area where you have Thomas Partey, and then in the pivot. So I've been looking at him, and he's very, very exciting, very exciting young lad. Dortmund are interested, and they know when Dortmund is interested in a player, they have seen great potential. They know in the next 2-3 years they could get 100 million for Locatelli. What a talent this young lad is. So what's happening with this deal, and what Arsenal fans need to know, or if you're an Arsenal fan and you're interested in Manuel Locatelli, what you have to know is this one is very complicated, like the Sassuolo CEO said. Arsenal have pushed in an official bid for Locatelli. They are pushing hard to sign Manuel, and it is an important bid. Dortmund and Juve have not yet come in with important bids. It is only Arsenal that has a very important bid at the moment. What Juve have done, they have proposed a deal which is player plus cash. So I know by this time I've spoken so much about how transfers are structured. So you know what I mean when I say player plus cash deal. So what they have actually proposed to Sassuolo is a player plus cash deal. What Arsenal are proposing is a cash only deal. Dortmund, we are still waiting to hear from them. And obviously, I'm really afraid of Dortmund, because Dortmund, whenever they want a player, whenever they set their eyes on a player, they will get him. Honestly, they always get the players they do want. They have already agreed an 85 million euro deal with Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. I don't think they will go for a replacement. They could go for a replacement. It depends. But I think even if they do not go for a replacement, they have the likes of Toganaza, the likes of Gilan Brandt that could play there and replace Jadon Sancho very, very well. So I think they might decide to go for a signing in another area, and they might decide to go for Manuel Locatelli. And I think they have the money because they've got that. They did get it, honestly. They did get it. So at Dortmund at this time, they're not a big issue. So I think the battle is now between Arsenal and Juventus. And what is interesting in this one is this: Juventus are the priority. The player would love to play for Juventus, and since he's Italian, of course, Juventus give him that opportunity. Play for the biggest team in Italy. Of course, you're playing for Juventus. You have high chances of maintaining your spot in the Italian side, in the Italian national team. So there's so many advantages for the player that are coming together with signing for with signing for Juventus. However, it is also confirmed that the player is not closing doors to a move abroad. However, his priority is Juventus, and Juventus know this. They want to take advantage to pay less money. So Canavelli coming out and saying, you know what, our player, there's enough official bid from Arsenal. Juventus, you're wasting our time. We are gonna lock you out. It's ridiculous. Look. Yeah, the official bid could be there. I don't know if Arsenal are going to come out and say, no, we don't have an official bid. The official bid could be there. But honestly, in all honesty and with all due respect, I think it is more of Sassuolo trying to get more money in this deal from Juventus. Because they know they're dealing with a very stingy club, which is Juventus. They're absolutely stingy, honestly. Juventus is absolutely stingy. So I think what they're trying to do is to push Juventus on the wall, trying to show them, you know what, Arsenal is giving us the money. What are you trying to do? I mean, what are you on? Are you giving the money, or aren't you giving us the money? So the moment Juventus come out, realize that they're gonna lose the player to a foreign power, they will decide to pay the 40 million euros, which I think Sassuolo are more interested in. However, this should also be noted. It looks like Juventus have financial issues in this summer. So if Arsenal decide to go for Manuel Locatelli and push harder and harder and harder, you never know, we could get the signature of the young lad. So that is all for all I know with Manuel Locatelli. I mean, if you love to get Locatelli, let me know down in the comment section. He's exciting. He's one of those central midfielders that if Arsenal signed, yeah, I would be okay with that. I'll be okay, I'll be okay with that, because I think his ability to move to move the ball up front is very, very interesting. I think what he has that Xhaka doesn't do or doesn't possess is the ability to move that ball forward at a very terrific speed. Now, Xhaka is a very good midfielder. In situations where you have him very calm. He gets that ball, stands a little bit, and then takes that pass. That is Granit Xhaka for you. Now, you could play that in the Euros, and you're gonna win man of the tournament, man of the match. Yeah, but in league football, the Premier League is so fast, guys. I've seen many people saying Xhaka shouldn't be sold because of that, because of the good performances because of the good performances in the Euros. Look, the Euros are not as fast. Those games are not as fast as as games in the Premier League. You're playing Aston Villa, and they have Joe McGinn in that midfield. You don't have time to stand and pass. Really, you don't. I was watching him against was it against France? I think it was against France. And he was remarkable. He was so good. I think he had 100% passing accuracy. But the reason there is, you have a lot of time to stand, look. Get the binoculars and pass. It doesn't happen in the Premier League. It's not there. You don't have that time. For Christ's sake, it's not there. You'll never have it. It's not there. But we do have an update around Granit Xhaka. Still, I do have an update around Granit Xhaka, and I do have an update around Tokendizi as well. So this is according to Football.London. They're saying Roma remain confident of signing Arsenal player Granit Xhaka, despite interest from Juventus, who have the Swiss midfielder lined up as an alternative to Locatelli. Roma haven't budged on their 12 million euro plus 3 million euro bonuses offer for Xhaka, with Arsenal waiting for a minimum of 20 million euros. And of course, lastly, Arsenal have agreed to lower their demands for Matteo Guendouzi. Arsenal and Marseille are very close to an agreement. Arsenal wanted 20 million euros, whereas Marseille do not want to offer more than 10 to 12 million euros. Arsenal have agreed to review their prices, according to Lee 10 Sport. So, guys, that is it. With the Matteo Guendouzi situation, remarkable talent, Arsenal have lost it. We have lost it. The moment we sell Matteo Guendouzi for less than 40 million euros, I don't want to know the rest. Honestly, I don't want to know the rest. That guy is a remarkable talent, astronomically talented. That's the name I should use. And when we were signing him, he was looked at as a player that in the next 3, 4, 5 years could develop into the kind of player that you could sell at 60 million euros. At the moment, Mikel Arteta, with his poor man management, especially with young talents, has just drowned him. Absolutely ridiculous. So I don't want even to get involved. Now, Juventus looking at Granit Xhaka as a potential replacement to Manuel Locatelli. For me, it's typical Juventus. Welcome home, Sassuolo. Welcome home, Sassuolo. This is how Juventus do their business. Welcome. You're being dragged in the mud. But, well, it's typical Juventus because Granit Xhaka is in that typical age of signing for Juventus, and he's also in the ripe age where Juventus want to sign their players. But look, it changes the dimensions of how we look into the Locatelli deal now, because for me that's where I'm more interested, isn't it? But no, it changes the dimensions, because with the likes of Camavinga, when PSG come in and Manchester United, and Rene come out and said we have not received any offer from any of the teams, that includes Arsenal, and they say we are not accepting anything less than 70 million euros. For me, that changes how the waters taste. It changes it. It changes the whole subject of how Arsenal are working so hard behind the scenes. Fuck off. What are you working hard with? So for me, Locatelli, with the Locatelli deal, the moment Juventus show interest in Granit Xhaka, it shows two things. One, they do not have the money to pay for Locatelli. They don't want to meet the valuation. That's the first thing. Honestly, it is the first thing you've got to think about. It's the first thing you've got to think about. Isn't it? It's the first thing we've got to think about. Then the other thing that I think also is very important for an Arsenal fan to, to note is if Juve go for Granit Xhaka, we could even bag more money than we could get in Roma, because Roma want to give us less than 16 million euros. I think Juventus missing out on Locatelli. They could say, what, let us get Granit Xhaka. He's still in his prime. Let us get him at less than 21 million euros, just half the price of Locatelli. Let's get him at 20 million euros. Probably something like that. So if Arsenal push harder and harder, let us watch the space, let us watch the waters and see if there is no patrol, chasing the Pirates. Let us try and let us try to wait and see what happens in the next 72 hours between Arsenal and Locatelli. What we do understand, and what I do understand, is Arsenal will in this summer sign in an expensive central midfielder and an expensive goal scoring midfielder. I'm not so sure who that person is, because Fabrizio says, look, it's not Bissouma, and certainly it's not Houssem Aouar. Camavinga is a difficult one. Locatelli is also a difficult one according to Fabrizio. So who will we sign? My name is Cossy. Do smash a like on the video. It's been interesting to talk to you in this early morning. I'll speak to you very, very soon.